If I did mention before that I met you through TanookiTeddy, and I really thought, if it wasn't for him, I never would have met you. Sadly, it's the sad truth, because if it wasn't for one other person, I never would have met you. And that's the same thing with all the people that I know that are good friends with me and that are good friends with you. Mm-hmm. But speaking of TanookiTeddy, what do you think of him?
I think he's freaking hilarious. Like,
yes, he is.
He's freaking hilarious, and he doesn't try to be. Like, he has just that natural talent of being funny. I remember, I think he was the first one to message me or comment on a video, and I checked him out, and then I'm like, oh my god, he's playing my favorite Mario game ever!
Super Mario World?
Yes, oh my gosh, I love that. That's my favorite Mario game ever.
Yeah.
It has so many memories, and then the way he, and he knew what he was doing, he knew the secrets and everything, and I was watching him play, I'm like, wow, he's really good at this game, and I'm like, and I suck at this game, even though as much as I love it. But I love his commentary, and whenever he brings his friend Jake into it, I just laugh my head off.
Yeah.
Just hysterically. So, yeah, I think he's awesome. He's doing a great job. Really cool person. Keep it up, Teddy, if you're hearing this. Whoop whoop!
Yes, absolutely. You know what? So yeah, him and his name is Jake, but I call him Jake the Snake. As well as Holden. That's his name. That's the other guy's name. Just hold on loosely. Yeah, that's a good song. Speaking of songs, another guy that is a big music fan. In fact, I did not know he was a big music fan until I started, watching his videos more often. And he goes by many names, but he is the artist currently known as Prince Mario. What do you think of Prince Mario?
When I watched, I think I met Prince Mario through Teddy, actually. And when I watched his Ocarina of Time Let's Play, I was like, well, he just needs to tweak his audio, because some of the audio was, the gameplay audio was louder than his actual commentary. So I'm like, oh, he's getting better. He's actually doing a lot better.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying his Mario Party, especially when he beats Peach. I was like, yeah, because I have the same problem with Peach whenever I play Mario Party.
Yes.
So I'm just like, I told him one day, I was like, just get rid of her and replace her with Daisy, because Daisy's so much better anyways. But I think he's really sweet and nice, and he's done an awesome job with his Let's Plays.
Yeah, of course. He does a really great job, and I noticed he used a new intro, and I got that song stuck in my head. I'm serious. I got that thing stuck in my head. It's not even funny. Or actually, maybe it is. I don't know. But the fact, off camera, we would talk about, like, music from, I think it was the 70s as well as the 80s. Like we would talk about music, like, as if we've known each other for years, And, I mean, of course, even though I grew up in the 90s, I just never could get into the music all that often. Except for, like, whoop, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, there's a couple of other songs from the 90s. I mean, I got into them later in life, but I actually grew up listening to, like, stuff in the 70s as well as the 60s, like, R&B. Like, I grew up with that stuff, and I'm like, that is some good stuff. R&B, and then I think it was when I was 18 or so, I was listening to some of the rock bands of the 70s and then later the 80s and 90s, or 60s, I mean. Oh my god. We could just go on and on about that, but,
Who are your favorite artists?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm so glad you asked. All right. Let me go over to my CD collection here. Well, at the top, I have Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band from the Beatles. I have the album. Pretty damn good. Although the case is the case is a bit torn up but hey, it still works. Let's see. I have Pink Floyd. I don't know if you've heard of Pink Floyd. You have.
Yep.
Yes. I have Stevie Wonder.
Oh, amazing! I love his music.
And then I have David Bowie. I don't know if you've heard of him. You have?
I have. I don't remember like names of his songs, but yes, I've heard of him. I remember we listened to him at work because my boss loves.
Is it China?
him.
Is it China Girl?
I think so.
You know,
I believe so.
I think it goes something like, "And when I get excited, my little China girl, she says, oh baby, just you shut your mouth." I'm surprised I was able to do it. But let's see, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I don't think you've heard of them.
I don't think so.
I have the Moody Blues. I don't know if you've heard of them either. These are just bands that you would know if you like music as much as I do, but I don't expect.
Do you have the Eagles?
No, I don't have the Eagles, but I've heard their songs. They're good. I like. I think my favorite would have to be Hotel California.
Yeah, that's the one. Because my dad loved the Eagles. He always had a Eagles tape playing, so I listened to the Eagles when I was young too.
Let's see. Ooh, I also have. I don't know if you've heard of Raphael Sadiq, but he was part of Tony in the '90s.
It doesn't ring a bell. I know Pearl Jam.
I don't have Pearl Jam, but I've heard of them though. Let's see. I also have Chuck Berry, Roy Orbison, The Temptations, The Four Tops, James Brown.
Oh yeah.
James Brown's awesome. And The Doors. I don't know if.
Oh yes.
With Jim Morrison. I mean, the guy was a sex symbol before a sex symbol was ever thought of. You know, because he did some photo shoots of him with his shirt off, and he was like one of the first, if not the first, to actually do something like that. Because I don't think Elvis did that.
I don't believe so. And speaking of Elvis, I don't know if you've ever been to Graceland before.
No, I haven't. I heard of it. I heard it's good.
It's good. But I remember when I went, was it for my junior year of high school? We went, and he had this really cool room where, obviously in the 70s, he had lots of mirrors everywhere, and those couches with the plastic coverings over them. But they kind of turned Graceland more into like a museum exhibit kind of thing. It looks a little less like his actual house, but you know, it's really cool. And then there's like this big ranch in the back where he has horses. I'm assuming
that's what he had.
I'm pretty sure they're his, but people still take care of them. And then his grave site is amazing as well, and it's just beautifully decorated, and it was a really good experience to see. So, you know. Yeah.
Well, I just have to say, with all honesty, the wonder of you. That's just one of my favorites, really. But just promise me one thing. Seriously.
Yes.
Don't be cruel. I just love making fun with song titles and then just putting them out there. Yeah, so back to Prince Mario. Yeah, really nice guy. Very fun to watch. Do check him out. If you don't believe me, tell him.
Check him out, guys. Check him out right now.
Yeah.
He's on my channel. I'm pretty sure he's on the TehJew22's channel. I can't even talk myself. But yes, do check him out.
Yes, he's just one of my good friends, as is ViaVanille. But let's see. Oh, you know what? Prince Mario, as well as you, were introduced by TanookiTeddy, right?
Yes.
But you introduced me to a new person, and she goes by many names, but the one that sticks out is Miss Luigi.
Yes.
And her name is
Jenettera!
yes, Jenettera. I've mentioned to you, by you I mean the audience, of course. I mentioned that Jenettera, very, very awesome person. In fact, I think in one of her videos, or actually I think it was one of my videos, I think it was episode 1 or 2 of my other series entitled Tales of TehJew22, she talked about how she went through hardship herself, and as I was going through my hardship, that only just drew me closer to her, really, as a person. So, and that plus, she has an amazing personality. Not to say that you don't, but she has an amazing personality.
She really does.
And she's a bit of a fangirl of Link, but not as much as you. I would not. I mean, that's what I would think.
I'm like his biggest fangirl. I cosplayed as the guy. I made an authentic Master Sword and Shield, but yeah, that's another topic for another day.
Yes, exactly. I actually saw that, and it was like, whoa, that is so close to the replica. I'm like, wow. And it's like, you look just like the real thing. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of big differences, which I'm not going to get into because, well, it's like Johnny Mathis would say, "It's not for me to say." You know, and that's one of his songs, actually. But yeah, I really enjoyed the costume, and I remember your update with a picture of Zelda with a white robe, I think.
Mm-hmm. It's her a Skyward Sword dress.
Yes, it's like she was getting baptized.
Mm-hmm.
So that's...
And she basically was. And in Skyward Sword, I'm not sure how far you've played into it, but she does get baptized, so to speak, in the waters of the temples. She cleanses herself in them, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, the sad thing is, I actually got as far as the fire temple, like the volcano, but only because, you know, I was enamored with other games I had, and I never did finish it, sadly. But then again, that's when my YouTube career took off, I guess you could say. And you know, I really was gonna do Skyward Sword, but you know why I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you are more than welcome to tell them why I can't do it.
Well, the motion control, correct? The GameCube, or not the GameCube, I'm sorry. Your controller was not working correctly, or you did not get it, and also, in my knowledge as well, unfortunately, the whole break-in and all that bad stuff.
Yeah. All right. I'll help you out. I'm gonna help you out.
Like I said, I'm sorry. I have a horrible memory.
Hey, you know what? You're not the only one. My guest 2 interviews ago was LP Grotus. He says he has a bad memory himself, but then again, he's not an elephant. He's a frog. But you know, it's not that I call him a frog just to make fun of him, but it's just that it's the legend of how he became the frog, and it's gotten to the point where he actually likes being called a frog. You know, just like I like being called a blue toad, or, you know. So you're more than welcome to call me Toad or something like that.
Toad.
Yeah.
I always played as Toad in Mario Kart when I was a kid.
Oh, I take it this was like long before Link was ever put in a Mario Kart game.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was a kid on the 64 and then the Super Nintendo, I always picked Toad. It was either Toad, Yoshi, and I would pick Peach if Toad and Yoshi were taken. I'm like, I guess I'll pick Peach. My dad would pick Luigi. my brother would pick Yoshi or Toad, and his friend would pick Toad all the time. So I was like, well, I don't want to be Bowser or Donkey Kong. Sometimes I'll pick Donkey Kong just because his motor sounded kind of funky. But anyways, I'm getting into another topic. I need to stop rambling.
Yeah. Well, speaking of rambling, you're a rambling rose, as Nat King Cole would say. Well, but anyway, where was I? Yeah, Jenettera, a wonderful person. Do check her out. Oh, right. Skyward Sword. The real reason I can't play it is not because of the controller. It's actually because I have a modded Wii.
There you go. I was like, it was modem something. I was like, I don't remember.
It's a modded Wii.
Yes.
So, and you know what happens if I accept the update?
It will. I think it would it would erase all your games, wouldn't it? The ones that you already have in your Wii. Or?
Yeah, the what is it? The emulated games.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I would lose all that and potentially brick the Wii, which is to say, it would just be as if it died.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to do that. So my only other recourse of action was to get a Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
And
which you should.
I know I should. Girl, I intend to get that. Girl, I intend to go to Black Friday. As much as I hate to do it, I gotta do it. And
yes.
And I thought about filming it, but then I realized that someone might take my phone away. So I thought, I don't want to take a chance on that. I might show a video of it, like an update video, like I did with when I got new controllers and Skyward Sword, among other things. Like I might do something like that. So do stay tuned. Hopefully, I really hope that one, I get a Wii U, and number two, I hope that my mom wants to get a flat screen television.
Mm-hmm.
So she wants that. So I pray that you pray for me.
I'm praying, and then we can play Mario Kart together.
Yeah, Mario Kart 8. That looks so fun.
It is addicting. It's like freaking crack to your eyes.
Yeah, of course.
All other stuff, but
it's kind of like Town of Salem earlier in the year, but we'll get to that. Like, heck, we'll just talk about that off screen because that's another topic that is a topic in and of itself. But